Breaking news to absolutely nobody. Terrence Shannon Jr. should have been a lottery pick.
You are Locked On Illini, your daily podcast on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to a brief, rapid reaction version of Locked On Illini. Thank you, as usual, for making us your first listen every single day. Simple reminder, we are free and available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube, a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Now, hand up, I wasn't planning on recording an episode today. Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime, by the way. Today was my daughter's birthday, so we had been out at the pool all day long. So excuse me if I look a little tan today. But I came home, finally got some rest after being out in the sun all day, put my feet up on the couch and turned the TV on, and there it was, Terrence Shannon Jr. And his about to be NBA Summer League debut. So I'm like, great, let's sit back, watch. I'll have the game on in the background, and I'll have something to talk about come for Monday's episode. And then Terrence Shannon Jr.'s first bucket was in transition, a poster dunk over the Pelicans defender, and I believe it was an and one as well. So seeing Terrence do Terrence things, I was like, all right, it's time to sit down and pay a little more close attention, because I think we might have something here. And you know who else has something there? It's the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's funny, I don't know if this is good timing or bad, but I just recently finished recording a couple segments with Ben from Locked On T-Wolves. And we kind of talked about the role that Terrence was going to have on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And to my somewhat surprise was he did say like he imagined Terrence would maybe be at the end of the rotation, but that there was a chance that he wasn't going to be. And I didn't want to exactly fact check him there, because obviously I watched almost every game of Terrence Shannon Jr.'s career. He didn't. He probably watched a couple YouTube clips and, did his research. And so I wish I had just told him, hey, I think Terrence Shannon Jr. is an NBA guy right now, the minute he steps foot on that court. He's had an NBA body for the past 2 seasons already, and every single year he's been improving his game ever so slightly, getting ready for this exact moment. And what a moment he had. In his debut, he had 25 points, shot 9 of 14 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal. And what I consider Terrence's best attribute in college basketball, and that's hunting for whistles. He was able to do that in this NBA game as well. He shot 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Clearly, without question, he was the best player on the court today. Keep in mind, he played on the same team as his Minnesota first-round draft pick teammate, Rob Dillingham. Minnesota hit a home run with their NBA draft this year, which is exciting for me to see as a TSJ fan, because I want him to have success at the NBA level. I just got done watching Minnesota and Dallas go at it. And, Anthony Edwards is arguably about to become the face of the NBA. But Terrence Shannon Jr., I really think, is going to be a vital piece for Minnesota to be able to take it to the next level. He scored at all 3 levels today. At the rim, mid-range, 3-point shot. I already told you about his ability to get to the free throw line. That hasn't disappeared. That's usually not a skill that's going to go away. When you're good at it, you're just flat out good at it. And what I knew Terrence would excel at in the NBA, his defense, 2 blocks and a steal. Again, it was an all-around package that Terrence displayed today in his debut for the Summer League. I'm recording this immediately after the game, so I have not even had a chance to catch the reactions of other Illini fans. of other Minnesota Timberwolves fans. All I do know is that there's a lot of highlights already up on social media. A lot of people are excited, and they should be. I think it's fair to say the only reason Terrence Shannon Jr. was not a lottery pick, at least at the back end of the lottery, was because of this bogus trial. And in some ways, he was punished for something he never did. But as things tend to do in this world, I do ultimately think it may have worked out for him. I don't think I can think of a better situation for Terrence to have fallen than in Minnesota, where they're not going to ask him to score. Sure, he scored 25 plus points today, but he's not going to be asked to do that every single day, especially for Minnesota. They're a playoff team. They're ready to go. What does Minnesota excel at? Defense. Terrence can come in, give them spot minutes at the end of the rotation, and I think by the end of the NBA season, once June comes calling, once the playoffs are rolling, he can be a vital piece to their basketball team. How the NBA let Terrence fall to Minnesota, I don't know, but that's on them. They did this a couple seasons ago with Io, letting Io fall to the second round to the Chicago Bulls in one of the all-time steals in NBA draft history. That one worked out for me, being a Bulls fan, and obviously being an Io fan. Well, it just happened again. Terrence Shannon Jr. was the second best player in college basketball last year. He has an NBA physique. He's got an NBA body. This was a historically weak draft. There's no way Terrence should have fallen down to the 27th pick. I know that. Illinois fans know that. Minnesota fans are finding out. And the rest of the league is on notice. Do me a favor, on your way out, if you don't mind, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the chat. Did you guys watch this game? Did you think he had this sort of game in him? Am I too high on him, thinking that he can have valuable rotation minutes on an NBA title contender? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. A reminder, it doesn't cost you anything. Really, really helps me out. If you want to chat back and forth about the game now, I'm going to catch up on it. Tweet at me at IlliniCast or at the Sunny V. Otherwise, tomorrow, I believe Saturdays, when Marcus Domask will be making his debut for my Chicago Bulls, and I hope I have a reason to do a rapid reaction episode for that one. But otherwise, what we'll probably do on Monday is just kind of recap Terrence's game, Georgie's game, Marcus and Quincy Guerrier's performances for Monday's episode. Until then, I hope you all enjoy your weekend. ILL, love you guys.